Okay guys, so I'm going to show you how to feather the edges of your stained objects, whether it be a wood table, lamp stand, any kind of veneer. This is a real popular look right now where they burn the edges, faux burn it if you will. So here I am. I'm using here what they call a mop brush. You can get this at Walmart, Hobby Lobby. It's a very common brush used in acrylic painting. So the technique I'm using here is just called a dry brush technique. And the brush is completely dry. I'm just barely dabbing it into the stain that we're using. It's just a gel stain, a cheap gel stain. This is by Minwax. Gel stains dry real quick, and they're very thick. So they're easy to work with when it comes to this kind of effect. So what I do is I barely dab it into the stain. If you get anything in there, you can just wipe it out real quick and then dab right back over it. Just barely dab in the stain. Just get a little bit on your brush, and then dab it onto a piece of paper towel, and then just dab lightly. You can see how I give horizontal strokes every now and then, so as the stain works itself off of the brush onto the table, you've got virtually a dry brush then, and then a very little bit of wet stain on the table, and you'll just barely swipe it horizontally just to kind of smooth it out. And to keep this video short, we're just going to skip right ahead. I mean, I only skipped like a few inches there, but just to show you the completed. So you see as I just very lightly brush horizontally along these dabs of stain that are just barely wet. That pretty much completes the whole table. I'm going to take a dry rag now. This is completely dry. And with some pressure, I'm just going to kind of swipe across it, because there's just a little bit of wet stain there. We just want to basically feather it, or if you will, just a more proper term would be to just smooth it out. Really smooth out that gradient look. But as you can see, it's already dry, and that's the entire project right there. So we're going to show you that we threw some polyurethane over all this at the end of it, and it is exactly what we're going for. Anybody can do this. It's super easy. I'm going to show you real quick how we did the legs. It's the exact same technique. Anybody can do this. This is super easy, super cheap. Furniture like this retails for so much money. So here I'm just going to get some stain going all the way down, and then you'll see I'll just do the exact same effects. Kind of just smooth it out slightly. My brush is almost completely dry at this point. Once I get that stain off the tip of the brush onto the wood, then you can kind of just use that dry brush and really just start to smooth it out. One great thing about this gel stain is you can go right over polyurethane. I actually did not remove the old finish from these legs because it was pretty much already the color I wanted. I only redid the top. So this gel stain goes right over this polyurethane finish that's already there. We'll polyurethane back over it when we're done, but if you're looking at doing the same effect to cabinets or something that's already pre-finished, you like the way it looks, you just want to add this effect, you can go right over it, right over that polyurethane. It dries nice and fast, and it'll dry pretty stable, and then you can go back over it with another layer of polyurethane, no problem. You notice how it's such a subtle effect when you're looking at it. I mean, it almost looks like I'm not even throwing anything on there, but here in a second we're going to show you the side by side. So this is the final leg. I just did the outside corners. As subtle as it looks going on there, look at the depth we added when you do a side by side. I mean, just an awesome effect. It looks super subtle going on, but when you compare the two, this is exactly what you see everywhere in the stores. You can do this to anything you have. I encourage you to try. It's super easy. This took me 1 hour. I want you guys to kind of think on that for a second. It took me 1 hour total. I took my time. I wasn't in a hurry doing anything. That includes legs and top. That's not counting the time I spent putting on that basic layer of stain first before I started the feathering. The feathering as a whole took me 1 hour. Hope this helps. Thanks so much for watching. It'd be awesome if you liked and shared this video. Appreciate it.